Welcome to Click for IB Biology. In this topic, we're studying D4.3 climate change. And in this particular video, we're going to be looking how global warming leads to a disruption of the breeding of penguins in the Antarctic region and the walrus in the polar regions. There's a PDF of this presentation that's linked into the description down below, where you'll also find a 10-question quiz with answers, of course, and you can use that to evaluate your own progress. So the two species that we're going to be looking at is the emperor penguin of the Antarctic region, which tends to stay on what we call landfast ice. This is ice in proximity to the land. It's fastened, if you like, to the land. Whereas in the Arctic region, we have the walrus, and it's the disruption to its breeding patterns as it breeds on the ice floes of the polar regions. So at opposite ends of the globe, we have impact from global warming. And so in the story of the emperor penguins, the landfast ice is that attached to the land and extending out into the ocean, perhaps for a distance of approximately 150 to 160 kilometers. And the emperor penguins are famous for breeding in colonies on this ice in the Antarctic region, and that it's necessary for them to make regular treks across the ice to the ocean limits where they can feed on fish, and then to retrace their steps backwards and forward over this incredible distance to feed the young, which will be emerging. And interestingly, it's actually the males that tend to incubate the eggs on their feet like so, and it's the females that are making this regular journey backward and forward to the edge of the landfast ice. Now, the problem which emerges from global warming is approximately in the November and December period of the calendar. It's important to remember that we are in the southern hemisphere, and so winters are the opposite way around to those of us who live in the northern hemisphere. But at November and December, the eggs have already hatched, and the fledglings are already beginning to make their own movements. But the problem is that the global warming means that there's a breakdown in at this stage, the fledglings of the emperor penguins have yet to develop the waterproof feathering effect of the coats of the adult animals. They are unable to survive on ice where they're getting wet and being subject to being in the ocean. And in fact, the disruption of the continuity of the ice shelf often prevents the parents from returning to the fledglings with their food for their chicks. And so the colonies of emperor penguins have become greatly impacted by the global warming effects down in the Antarctica. In contrast, in the northern hemisphere, we can see here in blue are the ice floes associated with the breeding patterns of the walrus. And ordinarily what happens is that in the late spring, the walrus is on the ice floes which are in the blue regions that we can see here that run the various continental areas. And it's upon those ice floes that the walrus is able to keep the pups from its breeding and to enter the water, returning to the pups with food for the pups. But of course here, the effect of global warming is too soon, and the pups are unable to survive the risks of predation, particularly from orcas in these Arctic Ocean waters, and also it disrupts the feeding which the adults would give to the pups at this particular time. And again, the population of the walrus in the Arctic regions due to the sudden early melting of the ice floes has greatly disrupted their breeding patterns, leading to a fall in their populations. So at opposite ends of the planet, in these very sensitive regions, the cold regions of the world, global warming is disrupting the breeding patterns of these major animal populations. There's a chance to subscribe to the next videos looking at the effects on biomes due to global warming, a chance to subscribe to the channel, and of course the playlist on your right for your convenience. Thank you for watching.